So even after winning the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles have been full pedal to the metal. Nick Sirriani, for some reason, said the team won't be out there for the banner unveiling, which I personally think is stupid. You only win a Super Bowl so many times in your lifetime, and that is something to be proud of, no matter the circumstance. But I guess I get it. I personally, in college football, am an Ohio State fan, and the new players wanted no sign of last year's championship in the building. The new guys wanted to create their own story, their own path forward, and man, the Eagles are in a perfect spot to really try to repeat as champs this year once again. Micah Parsons is now out of the division. This team is reloaded and made some really good draft picks. I don't think the NFL is truly ready for everything that is about to happen, and I want to talk all about it now that we are just a day away from opening kickoff, because this game against the Dallas Cowboys, even with all the noise over the last week, is going to be an absolute chess match. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 60,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so let's start out talking about Jalen Hurts. He is still the centerpiece of this offense, and last season, he threw for 2,903 yards on a 68.7 completion rate, posting up 18 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions while averaging 8 yards per attempt. Those numbers put him among the top 10 for yards per attempt, and he ranked 20th overall in passing yards for starting QBs, which again, not crazy, but he still brings a lot of other things to the table for this offense. Jalen's ability to take care of the football and stretch the field is what sets the standard for this team, and his mindset is one that you rarely find nowadays, even in pro sports. The Eagles are pretty much returning the same wide receiving core that they won the Super Bowl with, but they added Jahan Dotson, who will be stepping in as the number 3 guy on the depth chart. What he brings is steady hands, route versatility, and a unique ability to stretch defenses horizontally. Last season, after joining Philly from Washington, he played all 17 games, recording 19 receptions on 33 targets for 216 yards, plus 1 carry for 13 yards. While the target share behind the top 2 was admittedly slim, Dotson's snap count at 649 shows how much the staff trusted him to be on the field for multiple packages and crucial downs. Honestly, the wide receiver matchup between the Cowboys and Eagles is going to be one of the most interesting things to watch in this game outside of the QBs. The Cowboys, of course, traded for George Pickens a few months ago, so now they have a 1-2 punch of CeeDee Lamb, who you can argue is the best receiver in football right now, and then they have Pickens, who is going to have so much opportunity since he's going to have one-on-one matchups all season long, but the same can be said for the Eagles, and the Eagles have the proven unit. A.J. Brown is just an absolute beast, an animal, and the scariest thing is that I think Devontae Smith still has so much room to grow and become an even better receiver with a Super Bowl already under his belt. But the reason I made this video was to, of course, highlight the quarterback matchup. As much as I know all you Eagles fans hate Dak Prescott, he has had a really rough time over the past few years with health, and it's going to be great to finally see him back out on the field again. Last year almost felt like that SpongeBob episode when Plankton no longer wanted to steal the Krabby Patty formula. The Cowboys were awful, and the matchups barely even felt like a rivalry. But this year, the Cowboys should be back, at least the offense, and like I said, Jalen Hurts versus Dak should be a chess match. Hurts obviously comes in riding the high of the 2024 campaign, where he outpaced Dak by nearly a touchdown per game when they both were on the field, putting up 2,903 passing yards, 18 TDs, and just 5 interceptions, and a huge 14 rushing TDs on top of that, all while averaging 8 yards per attempt and 4.2 yards per rush. Dak, in contrast, missed 9 games due to a brutal hamstring injury that required surgery to reattach part of the tendon, finishing with 1,978 yards, 11 TDs, and 8 interceptions across the 8 games he played in. So basically, Prescott's injury storyline is big. He, of course, tore that hamstring tendon in week 8, underwent season-ending surgery, and had to spend months rehabbing. But reports from Cowboys camp say he's returned fast and agile, even running read option looks and throwing on the move with velocity, showing no lingering effects. Dallas heads into 2025 with a new head coach in Brian Schottenheimer, whose offense is built for tempo and rhythm throws, and Dak, as I mentioned, is projected to benefit from a revamped receiving core led by CeeDee Lamb and former Steeler George Pickens. If Prescott is truly at 100%, the Cowboys attack gets a serious upgrade, especially with all the RPO and motion concepts Schottenheimer brings. The advanced chess here is all about personnel deployment and the way both teams counter defensive looks. Last year, for example, Philly's offense excelled at creating separation with stacked formations, like motioning Brown and Smith to the same side or using Saquon Barkley in the slot, and Hurts shredded man coverage, but had issues against disguised too high zones. Hurts' time to throw splits are definitely key. The Eagles want him to be getting the ball out in under 2.8 seconds, but Dallas, with their front seven and blitz packages, are going to try to force him to hesitate. It's going to be harder without Micah Parsons, but I think that hesitation could result in lower EPA per play when Hurts holds the ball longer. And on scripted drives, Hurts averaged 34.3 points per 100 snaps compared to Prescott's 24.9 last season. And this season, Hurts, according to most experts, is projected to be around 24.5 points per game to Dak's 21.7. And I think that shows, at least to start, that Hurts' dual threat ability and Philly's O-line gives him the upper hand. From the other side of things, Dak's strength is pre-snap diagnosis and finding the weak zones, and his ability to improvise off script. If his leg is fully healthy, the Cowboys' designed QB runs and read option packages could force the Eagles linebackers to play more conservatively, which should help Pickens and Lamb eat. In matchups so far, Dak has a dominant head-to-head record against Philly. I think he's 9-4 all time, but Hurts has shined his brightest in the playoffs with a Super Bowl MVP and 2 NFC titles, so really the regular season matchups have not told the whole story of which team has had the success, and the Eagles really have just figured everything out recently. In terms of projection, Hurts is expected to finish 2025 with an edge in total production, but a healthy Dak in this new offense is the wild card. He could push this matchup into must-watch territory, especially if the Cowboys' offensive tweaks unlock a higher ceiling. This game will come down to which QB can impose their strengths against great defensive looks. Watch for Hurts using motion, empty sets, and Saquon Barkley in matchups to try to create easy reads. Dak, with his rebuilt offense, will try to push intermediate windows to Lamb and Pickens, attack Philly's linebackers, and rely on tempo to keep the Eagles in basic coverages. So expect some real fireworks in this game and several drives where one adjustment or disguised coverage tips the scale. Also, recently both A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith spoke to the media about their excitement for opening kickoff and what they need to do to succeed against Dallas, and here are some of the best things they said.
It's a team game, I would definitely say everybody got to be on the same page to make the play work. So regardless of if the guy gets the touchdown or the highlight of the play, it's 10 other guys who are doing their job to make it happen as well. So just ready to go. And, starting the year out right, big division game, and, we're excited, So.
We put a lot of work in, so just go out there, put it on tape.
And Kevin Patullo, how have you seen him command this room as the new OC getting ready for a game day? What maybe is the biggest difference you can see with this offense?
It's kind of always feel like, he's been around so long and he's helped with so much that he kind of always had that feeling, with the help that he did, even when he started in the receiver room with us. Then, as he transitioned to get up higher and higher, it's gonna be fun, man. I think he does a really good job of helping everyone understand why we're doing things, and I think that's why, it's kind of easy for us to just go out there and play free because everybody kind of understands what we're doing and the intention of doing it.
That's really all I got for this video. I am just so excited for the NFL season to finally be here. Man, it has been a long wait, and what a way to kick things off with a matchup like this. Let me know in the comments below how you're feeling for this game. Do you think the Eagles are going to blow out the Cowboys? Do you think it's going to be a close game? Do you think the Cowboys are going to win? I'm very curious to hear what you guys think, but that's all I have for this one. If you made it to this point, thank you all so much. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet, because your support truly means the world, and let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.